It's Tuesday, December 29, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. So glad you could join us. The community of White Hill St. Andrew is grieving following the brutal murder of one of their own. This morning, 20-year-old Sham Elijah Aline was stabbed to death around 10:30. Acting Station Sergeant Michael Blackman spoke to reporters at the scene.
Sometime this morning, about 10:30 a.m., police responded to reports of a stabbing incident at White Hill St. Andrew. On arrival, police discovered the partially clad body of the deceased lying on its back. The deceased has been identified as Sham Elijah Aline, 20 years, of White Hill in St. Andrew. Ambulance personnel attended to the deceased and found no sign of life. He was pronounced dead about 1:59 p.m.
Residents were visibly shaken by the tragic news. They lamented the death of Aline, who they describe as quiet and nice.
My stepson, I have nothing more to say, but I'm so vexed, please. I so broke heart. I so broke heart. Because he really was small.
He wasn't like, the average youngsters. You could hardly hear what he's saying when he's speaking to you. Very manly person, very nice person. And it's just hurting. As a mother, I'm hurting. And as my neighbor, I'm hurting. If he was a bad person, I would say he's a bad person, but a very cool youngster. How old is he? 20 years old. No. Just cool going youngster.
This affect the community because we don't got this kind of violence up in here. We don't have this kind of violence up inside here. That is the truth.
The first time in living memory that something like this occurred?
First time in 31 years.
The residents also charged that if the White Hill Road was fixed, Ali would have received the immediate help he needed.
If we had proper access and the time the ambulance took, because that's like 20-25 minutes around, it could have made a difference. And this is what we've been crying out for these 6 years now, and nothing. And this is what it get to. I mean, if this ain't speak to those in authority, I don't know what else will. Life, a minute can make a difference in some person's life.
White Hill Road was open this morning. The young boy that passed away would be living this morning because the ambulance wouldn't have come up there. It would not have come all the way around. It would have come, don't you dare. But when they come there and see that the road was shut, it had to come all the way around, and that was what caused the boy to lose his life. So I believe that White Hill Road won't fixing. Not now, every since.
People in Oistins, Christchurch were startled this afternoon as they noticed a whirling column of dust in the sky. Some shouted tornado as they looked on in disbelief while staying clear of the unusual phenomenon. However, the Barbados Meteorological Services said the weather event that was captured on video and widely shared on social media was actually not a tornado, but more likely a dust devil.
The evidence that we see is that it seems to be it has the appearance more so of a dust devil as opposed to a tornado. The major difference between those is that dust devils typically originate from the ground, and it's usually due to intense heating of the surface area, causing a small area of low pressure, and you get the winds rising and forming that level circulation, similar in appearance to a tornado. The difference between that and then the tornado now is that the tornado is something that typically originates from clouds within the sky, and that would then, sometimes it can reach down and touch down the ground, but not always. So that would be the main difference between the two, and from the video it seems that phenomena was something that was taking place close to the ground, because as it was dissipating, there were no remnants of it originating from the clouds above. That magnitude is not something that you need to worry about, but you definitely just, want to stay away from it because it can lift debris. And so, you should still take caution when you see that sort of phenomenon going on.
In today's COVID-19 update, 6 visitors tested positive for the virus on Monday out of the 969 tests conducted by the Best de Santos Public Health Laboratory. They include a 33-year-old female, a 38-year-old female, both arrived on the island on December 28 on Virgin Atlantic, a 51-year-old female who was a contact with a known case. Testing positive on their second test were a 30-year-old male who came in on Virgin Atlantic on December 27 and two females, ages 11 and 30, who arrived on British Airways on December 20 and 27. They were all asymptomatic. Confirmed cases now stand at 371, 200 females and 171 males. 2 persons were released from isolation today, so recoveries have risen to 307 and those in isolation have moved to 57. The lab has performed a total of 68,678 tests.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, volcanologists at the Seismic Research Unit of the University of the West Indies are currently monitoring activity at the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Residents have been warned to steer clear of the volcano, where, according to Professor Richard Robertson, magma is coming slowly out of the earth and building a dome. A team from the Seismic Unit is headed to Kingstown to investigate the situation. In the meantime, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has assured Vincentian there is no need to panic.
It is important to get the 3 scientists on the ground tomorrow afternoon, evening, the latest, because they're going to do their COVID test now in order to leave Trinidad and to enter St. Vincent. But there's a special protocol for persons in that situation. In other words, they're not going to be quarantined for 10 days, clearly, because the exigencies of the situation. And that's all in the protocol too, you know, that in such situations like this, the chief medical officer will provide for them to function. They will, yes, as the commissioner points out, it would be a working quarantine. Working, W-O-R-K-I-N-G, quarantine, so that we can get the important work done by them. And they're bringing in additional instruments. As you heard, I remind them, don't forget to bring the equipment on the plane for us to better be able to predict within the frame of science what is likely to happen. In the meantime, we stay on alert and we give Almighty God thanks and praise for all the blessings He has given to us amidst all the vicissitudes of life. This is not a time for lamentations. This is a time for us to draw on our inner strength and our resilience and help one another.
On the international front, an earthquake wreaks havoc in Croatia, claiming lives and leaving scores injured. We get the details from Reuters television.
A 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck Croatia on Tuesday, killing at least 1 person, a child, wrecking houses and leaving many wounded. The epicenter was in the town of Petrinja, roughly 30 miles south of the capital Zagreb. It came just 1 day after a 5.2 magnitude earthquake hit the same area. Tuesday's quake was felt in neighboring Bosnia and Serbia. It even rattled the Slovenian parliament during a session. As a precaution, Slovenia shut down its nearby nuclear power plant, according to local media. Back in Croatia, army troops were sent into the area to help as rescuers tried to pull people from the rubble of collapsed buildings. N1 News Channel quoted a Petrinja town official as saying that a 12-year-old child had been killed but gave no details. In Zagreb, people rushed onto streets covered with broken roof tiles and debris. Patients and medical staff were evacuated from a nearby hospital. Croatia's interior minister said the country was expecting help from the European Union as it had activated the bloc's emergency situation mechanism.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.